Welcome to Wave Manga. I am Agent Manga, and this is One Piece chapter 993. And this is a good chapter, if that's all you're looking for. Bye-bye. So, I'm just gonna get through the chapter, talk about it. It's a good chapter. I don't really have much to say, but I'll just talk about it. We have the cover page of Beiji's Oh My Family with Lola and Gotti's wedding. I thought this was going to happen, but if this is the end of the cover story, then what was the point of the cover story? Because the other cover stories have meant something to the series, and this has just really gotten... If this is like reintroducing Lola into the series, then you could have gone about it a different way. This is kind of a waste, just a little long. But let's just get started. We cut to the flower capital at the beginning of this chapter, and everybody's just drinking, having good water, basically having a good time, not in poverty, not in diseases, and basically not working in the factories. It's just everybody's having a good time. People are having good drinks of water because every other piece of water is polluted, and everybody's just having a good time, an actual good time. Yeah, they're scared, they're worried, they're upset, and it also mentions that in this chapter, the peasants do believe in this prophecy. It's just most people who know what it was going on, like all the higher ups, yeah, they didn't believe it was going to happen, but the lower ranks, they believed it was going to happen, and I just love these people who are just celebrating, because over 20 years, that's all they've had suffering, and this is one day where they can actually have fun and talk about Orochi being an absolute prick. And they even have like a big float of Oden doing this, basically Luffy's Gear 4th mode, and it's just like, this is the one day a year where they can drink booze, which, dude, why? That's basically just pissing off. That's just pissing people off unnecessarily. And everybody's just having a good time, and everybody's just enjoying, like, having fresh water. What? Why? I'm glad Orochi's dead. That's why I probably know he's coming back. Yeah, he might be coming back. I hope he doesn't. I hope that Orochi fruit just reincarnates. Like, we see an image of a fruit that looks identical to Orochi's fruit, since we saw that fruit. So that means that Orochi's definitely dead. That's why I don't like it. And then we cut over to Onigashima and get to see, like, this samurai who got infected by one of Queen's bullets, who turned into an ice demon. And I hear that this is like Queen's favorite plague bullet, and I can understand why. Yeah, zombie and all that. That might be a better bullet to deal with large amounts of people, but this is a cool ass bullet. And it's just like, people just, it is a plague, it's spreading, and people are turning into ice demons. So, it's just, it makes sense why why it would be spreading. Just, it's smart tactics Queen does. Like, he is the plague. He doesn't use his powers, he just invents plague bullets and shoots people. And then we cut over to Luffy basically trying to kick everybody's butt and to try to get to the top and deal with Kaido, which is at the top and is being a real bad time. And then we get to see Sanji basically being, yo, Luffy, conserve your energy, don't deal with this. And we get to see this new move. I think this is the first time Sanji's used both Diablo Jambe on both of his legs in combat. Like, I knew he did that, like, when at like the wedding, but he didn't use it in combat. I believe this is the first time he's done it. Then we have one of my favorite smile uses of this whole series. It's like this guy with a gorilla out of his arm. Not a gorilla arm, a gorilla out of his arm. Like, I like this guy. He is cool. He's just got like we know it's a 1 in 10 chance that one of the fruits will work, so this guy had a chance, and plus definitely a strong guy because he's lifting up a gorilla with his arm. It definitely looks like this part of his arm is really buff. So it's definitely gotten a lot of work out just lifting this gorilla up. A unique design, and this guy just throws the gorilla at it. And Sanji's like, hey Luffy, don't deal with these guys, just head up to the top and deal with Kaido. And then Jinbei just like takes this guy out immediately and doesn't really care. And Jinbei's like, we definitely need to get Luffy to the top to deal with Kaido because Kaido is a devastating opponent. Then we get to see like, this cat with like Kaido's secretary's mask on it, and then like we find out that she's basically relaying the information to King through this cat, and King's smart move, King. Don't like the move, but I have to respect it. He basically figures out, yeah, if their plan is to put Momonosuke on the throne, let's eliminate Momonosuke. And King's like, he wants to make sure Momonosuke is dead, so he says, bring me his head. Like, he's not like one of those villains who are like, he's definitely dead, let's leave him with the sharks, with the laser beams. No, he wants proof. I believe King is like, if he doesn't see the head of Momonosuke is still alive in his head. And he's like talking to all the Pleasures, all the headliners, and the Toby Roppo, and they're just like, find Momonosuke, kill him, and then bring his head to me. And then it's basically this, we get up to Shinobu and Yamato just running. Shinobu, it's hard to remember her name. She's not really been that focused in the series. But Shinobu keeps running from Yamato with Momonosuke. And then we get to see Sasaki? Yeah, Sasaki. And he has like all his pleasure units. And they're like the defense part because they all have guys who are armored and have like strengthening zones. Like, I guess each one of the Flying Six would have lieutenants under them. Maybe these are even like Sasaki's men, so his personal units before he joined the Beast Pirates. Like, they all gain Zoan fruits, possibly. Like all the Toby Roppo probably has crews under them. And it's just like, Yamato is going to protect Momo from these guys, and I have to mention like some Zoans. They have a Rhino Smile, a Porcupine Smile, a bunch of Bug Smiles, and a Crab Smile user. I have a question about this one. Like, the Crab Smile is a chick, and her crab arms seem to be coming out of her skirt? That's what I'm getting from this image. It's just, I don't know, is it coming out of her skirt? Then we cut to the top of Onigashima. Basically, last chapter I thought, oh, come on. Kaido's going down way too easily. And it's basically like, Kaido realizes they're not doing any damage, basically. He realizes, yeah, you may have dealt damage to me, but it's kind of like a paper cut to me. You may have scarred me, you may have dealt this damage, but it's not much. I would have been fine with you killing me if you were as strong as Odin, but you're not as strong as Odin. You're not that much of a threat. So I'm just gonna kill you. And then, like last chapter, I didn't notice this, but it turns out it was a lightning-based beam. Like, I thought the last chapter it was just like another Boro breath, but it turns out that thing, the last beam, that him again, the guy who sealed away the blast, I forget the ninja's name, he wrapped it up and blasted it back. I thought that was just another Boro breath, but no. And then Kaido just fires off a wind blast. And Kaido, I'm glad with it. Yeah, he's taking damage, but I think he's just been like, oh, I'm taking damage. It's very familiar to what Odin did. I'm just paranoid. Oh, he's gonna take me down. But I think it's eventually like, he got to a point like they tried their best, and it's like, yeah, wait a sec. I'm bleeding. It stung. as I thought it'd be. Wait, you guys attacked my weak spot, but it's barely hurting. So you did all that, and it's nothing. Nothing at all. That's pathetic. And then Odin, and then Kaido just basically decides, I'm tired of, I'm just gonna eliminate you guys because you guys look tired, and I'm gonna kill a few of you, definitely. That's my thoughts. He's gonna kill a bunch of them. Like in this chapter, Kiku lost her arm and broke her sword. And these wind blasts, we can see them, but it said it's invisible. It's just like, damn. I knew this was going to happen. Like, a lot of people probably thought this was gonna happen. They were gonna eliminate a few of the scabbards. Like, Kiku definitely has taken damage. She's definitely out of the fight. And her sword is broken, so and the arm with the other sword has been flung off, so she doesn't have any swords. She might be able to get Law to reattach it, but it might be at a later date. Right now, she's out of this war. Out of the war. So, right now, that's the end of the chapter. Kaido's just basically floored all the scabbards after thinking that he had been dealt a lot of damage, but no, he wasn't. I bet it was just like psychological, like he was panicking because, oh, they're doing damage, this is very similar to Odin. But when he realized they're not as strong as Odin, so they're not as much of a threat, he just thought, fine, I'll just deal with them. I was just being silly. And we see what he does when he gets serious. And I'm pretty sure the scabbards did their best moves against Kaido already and just didn't. So, Kaido is probably going to eliminate all of them. Well, most of them. I expect quite a few scabbards to die. We already have, like, the traitor dead. And Kiku's basically out of this battle. If she takes another serious... Like, that was serious. She might bleed out. She might be dead. And I don't know what's going on. Like, I feel like we're just in the main drudge of the arc. Like, we're in the battle, but it's just like sprinkle battles. It's not like the main force battles. Like, I don't know what's a good arc. Like, Enies Lobby. Well, that's not really a good example. There's no real good example I can think of. There's like all the other arcs, they've had set opponents. Right now, I don't really see any opponents. Like, except for Luffy. Okay, this is the team I see taking on Kaido next. Luffy, Sanji, Zoro, Kid, Law, Mako. Those guys will be, maybe Jinbei. Seven guys out there dealing with Kaido. I'm pretty sure they can take on Kaido. You know, it'll be a lot harder, but I'm sure they'll be able to take him down. And that's it for the chapter. If you have any comments, down below, and if you guys think that any of the scabbards are gonna be, then like the video. And, well, don't like the video, just whatever. And subscribe if you like any of my content. Whoever. So, let's see.